Hi there, my name is Paul Williamson, and I'm going to be your instructor through these next 9 weeks in your summer course. What I wanted to do, introduce myself first, and then just spend a few minutes with the desire to learn management system that you're using. I assume some of you will have used a learning management system online, and perhaps have even used the D2L, which is what we call it. If you haven't, I wanted to give you a little bit of a jump start. First of all, I've been a nursing educator for about 8 years now, and I have my master's degree that I got received from Vanderbilt University, and I was an acute care nurse practitioner, and more or less stumbled into teaching when I was in Arizona, teaching at the College of Nursing at the University of Arizona in Tucson, Arizona. And then I've moved back here, and I want to stay here in Middle Tennessee. I like it here, and it's beautiful. But anyway, welcome to the course. In the D2L, and I'll kind of start from the MTSU homepage and go from there, but there is you can print out the scavenger hunt. What the scavenger hunt is a paper trail, if you will, that kind of walks you through some of the features of D2L and how to use it. It's important that you learn some of the tabs and that you actually click them and see what they do and where they go, because we'll be using a lot of those. So I'm going to turn now and go to the computer, and you might want to print this out too at some point. And I'm going to just do a few things to show you. Again, this will be a short introduction, okay? So right now I'm at the MTSU homepage, and up on the search bar I'm just going to type in elearn.mtsu.edu and hit enter, and then it takes you to the Middle Tennessee State login for Desire to Learn. So hopefully you have a username and a password. Some of you have probably gone beyond this at this point, but I'll put mine in and I'll log in. Whoop. And should do that. I have lots of different passwords. I don't remember which one it is. And then once you're logged in, it'll take you to your home page. And let me just show you a couple things on here. That these can be constructed however you want. So you have these boxes here. You can send a general area here, which is basically a welcome box, has my picture in it, which I can upload, and then profile, which is where you can go to enter in a profile. It's kind of fun to look at that. In a 9-week course through the summer, you know, I would spend a lot of time there. If you want to put a little something in there, that's great. But you know, we have 9 weeks, so you really want to get right to it. But in here is a news section where you'll want to go here for news, because this is a good page for you to get really up-to-date information from me. And then you can collapse that back down. And then it has a list for your courses, and you should be able to find the course that you're in here. In fact, you will be able to. Over here, important resources. Let me just take you down to the, let's see, 1, 2, 3, up 4, about the 4th bullet point, where it says MTSU's D2L support. Now, you can go there, and I'll go there just for a moment. Let me expand that screen there. And you'll notice here, this is the D2L support page, where you can learn some more features about D2L, and also it gives you some numbers for techie type stuff. And then over here, this menu over here, welcome, faculty, students, you get started. So I'm not going to go into that at the moment, but that's another place where you can go, and try not to get too lost in there. Now I'm going to close this out and go back here. Up across here, you'll have my home, which is where I'm at right now, my home. Email, instructor, student, video tutorials, and you click on any of those. Now I'm going to go to a class here. Let me go to now there's 2 summer classes I'm teaching, and I'm talking to 2 different groups, the patho class and the pharmacology class, because I'm not going to do 2 different videos for this. But let me go to the pathophysiology class. So I clicked on that, and it takes me. You notice in the news items, I haven't posted anything there yet. And then across the top here you have all of the buttons, course home, content. You'll spend a lot of time in content. Discussions, that basically discussions. Click on there. I will have posted a link, and it'll have a title, and you'll click on it and you'll enter a discussion. Those are really important because it helps us to learn beyond just the content. It helps us to talk about the content and get us thinking more deeply about the content. The Dropbox is just that. There'll be assignments perhaps where you'll have to maybe do something on a Word document or a PDF and then load it up to the Dropbox. And I'll show you how to do that. Quizzes are straightforward. You click on it and the quiz will be there. You click on it and it walks you through that. And I'll show you that too. Grades, a running list of grades. And class list is where you can go for everybody that's in your course, and you can email the whole course or everybody in the course. Surveys are surveys that I can build for you all to take maybe about the course. And edit courses are tools for me to use. So you're really actually seeing my screen. Let me go down here and change role to the student banner and kind of go to what you're seeing. Okay, so see, it doesn't look a lot different. Now if I go to content in pathophysiology, then this, like I said, this is the place where you can spend a lot of time. So you notice class information, the syllabus, the summer schedule, which basically tells you what we're going to study, instructor contact information. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not, but it will be on the syllabus at any rate. I think most people are used to seeing contact information on the syllabus, but because this is online and not on ground, it's a little different. And other course materials. Then class materials would be things like PowerPoint presentations that come from the producers of our textbooks. Lecture notes will have to do with what I put in there, and then generally it's articles for your enrichment. How much enriching you can do in a 9-week course, we don't know, but we have a lot to do, as you can see, as I kind of power through this. This was originally a 13-week on-ground course that I'm going to actually modify for the 9-week, which you can see I haven't done yet. So that's that. A lot of time here, a lot of internal links here. You'll see there's a little link here. It's a link of a chain, and it takes you to Module 1 discussion. So you can go to the discussion up here, but if there's a link in content, you can go there too. And then it'll tell you what the discussion is. So, it just tells you exactly what you're reading here and then how to apply. And it says compose, and you just compose. So I would click on compose, and then based on the discussion, I would enter my response. I think one of the biggest things in terms of like grading, which we have to do, of course, is when you're in a discussion, what you want to do is enter a discussion that we call substantive. In other words, it's not just something like I agree or that's really cool or, you know, that kind of thing. You want to put in something that's got a little more meat to it. I'm not saying that you should put in 3 paragraphs, 150 words. I'm not going to do that. But it should be something that if anyone else was to read, they'd say, that's helpful and that's substantial. And then if you add like a reference, a book, an article, you know, something like that, that really takes it up to another level, a level of a learning level, because then you're sharing literature or professional materials that others can go and review if they have an interest. I've had students put links in and all kinds of things, so you'll learn how to use it. So I would put in this is muddy and aha moment, so what's not clear to you and what really was an awakening thing. I didn't name that, but anyway, you would just type in your subject and go down here and type in. Now this is I mean, you can change things here, but you can just roll your cursor over this, these little icons here, and they'll tell you what they are. So I would spend a little time just seeing what all that is. There's a basic screen and an advanced screen. Basic, advanced, and you can roll over everything. And then when you're done, down here on the lower right, it says post, and I can post that. It's even got attachments. I can add a file. So you can really, I mean, it's really your course, and it's up to what you want to learn. I mean, there's going to be a rubric which will guide us in terms of what's the minimal acceptable contribution that you make, but don't let that limit your involvement. So, okay, that's discussion, so I want to go back to content. And so it's nice when a teacher puts in links, because you can just go down here and hit your links and it'll take you. I think there was a link down here to Module 1 quiz. So again, you can get to quizzes across the top here, but if you have a link, you can do it that way too. So this is a Module 1 quiz. And so if you've done any online quizzes, it basically starts with the quiz details, and then it'll have it's not here now, but it'll have a place where it says start quiz, and then you start it, and it has a time. Now, in both my classes in the summer, all the quizzes will be, they'll be a week, available for a week, and you'll be able to take it as many times as you want until you achieve the grade that you want. Each of the quizzes may look different because they're scrambled. So it's each time you create a new quiz, it's going to look a little different, have different questions on it. And then I'll go to Dropbox, let you see what that looks like. A Dropbox will have, like, for instance, there's a Dropbox for a scavenger hunt, Dropbox for other things. So we're not going to do any case studies. We don't have really time to do it. But in our discussions, we probably will relate to some case studies. So that's what that looks like. And then grades, you know, I could go over to grades, and it has all the items for grading listed to the left, and then the points that you will have earned for that. And then the class list is just a list of all the students in the class. And if you've done a profile, then you can see here that I've done one of my pictures in it because I uploaded a picture. And there are the icons over here. Okay, so I'm going to go back to course home, and boom. I think at this point now, that's all I'm going to show you, because that's about 15 minutes, I think, roughly. And I'm going to log out, and I think we'll just conclude this session. All right, so we'll see you next time.